Generally speaking, I am not very good with a camera. Whilst I was at uni, the course I was taking had a photography module, and I remember hiring a DSLR camera and running around with it for a week, taking photos that I thought were going to be amazing, artistic expressions of something greater than me. I was taking pictures of lampposts at night, or shadows on a wall, or blurry things moving past my bus window at speed, that kind of stuff. And then I went into the uni, I developed them in a dark room, and the pictures, to my surprise, were all utter crap. I don't really have the eye for good photos. Framing, lighting, timing, I think all of those things are really important. However, that doesn't mean that this game right here isn't amazing and isn't something I want to pump hours into. This is Lushfoil Photography Sim, and it just got a free VR DLC add-on that everyone who owns the game can now download and play, and I absolutely love it. This is such a relaxing, meditative, serene little VR experience where you just wander around beautiful environments, big environments, like these levels are huge, and you just take pictures. You just look at stuff and go, you know what, that looks quite cool. I'm going to just focus on that bit, and then I'm just going to do one of those, a photo of a cliff. Again, I don't really have a good eye for photos, but that's not going to stop me from taking some today. Yeah, that'll do. Pretty nice. Now, this capture that I'm showing you today might be a little strange. I tried to capture via Oculus Mirror, but it was really choppy, the frame rate wasn't great. So I'm capturing direct from the game. But what that gives me is half a screen where you can see what I'm doing, you can see me moving around, you can see my arms, and then half a screen that I think shows my most recent picture, which I think is actually kind of cool. I might flip them, because the capture is on the right and the picture is on... No, the capture... Yeah, capture's on my right, picture's on the left. I think I'm going to flip them so that the pictures sit behind me, and so it might be a bit of a weird capture to look at, but it's fine. You'll get used to it. Now, honestly, this isn't like Pokemon Snap. You know, I don't really have an objective here. I'm not trying to find creepy little critters. I'm not trying to earn points. I'm just wandering about taking photos. It really is that simple. And there's something so cool about it. Now, as you can see, the game does have a smooth movement system, so I'm currently walking around, gliding on ice, nice and smoothly. The game doesn't have a smooth turn system, though, I'm afraid. Currently, it's just snap turn, or at least I haven't been able to find a smooth turn. It's fine, though, not super offensive. It's quite an instantaneous, nice snap turn. It moves in quite small increments. I'm not too fussed about it, but I would prefer a smooth turn. If you don't want to smooth move at all, you can have a flying movement style. Let me just try that one, where you basically point to a place, let go, and it glides you there. Whee! And then you also have a teleport, which is classic. You just point somewhere, you can move the left stick to tell it where you want to be facing when you get there. So let's say I'll be facing back up the stairs, let go, and there you go. Now, as for the... Oh, that's nice. Hold on. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Oh, that's a nice one. That's one for the scrapbook. Now, in terms of photos that you take, I'm using this kind of digital, physical DSLR camera. But you can change that as well. Now, the way that I think most VR players will enjoy the most is the handheld frame. So you make these kind of shapes with your hands, and you just pull out a frame. Now, this enables you to take some really strange shaped pictures. So that one's quite long and tall. Click, and there it goes. I think most people will enjoy using that more than anything. Let's do a big wide one there with the trees and stuff. Like, I really like that. And you can kind of do small ones as well. So let's just do like that post. Bit of sun there. Just odd stuff like that. That's more VR-centric. Oh, I need to turn smooth movement back on, because we can't be dealing with that. So yeah, I think most people will probably play the game in VR like this. Like, because it gives you more freedom to take weirder shaped pictures. Oh, nearly. Hold on. Got to press the button. Like that. Like, that's a lovely photo. Really kind of long and thin. Whereas the camera itself, the physical camera, doesn't allow you that kind of freedom. But there is something really neat about taking these pictures with a camera. And you can kind of choose the focus level. So if I hold down the right trigger just to the halfway point, changes the focus. So I can focus on the railing rather than what's behind it. There's so many nice little details here. And the game goes much deeper than I know how to engage with. I can open the settings, hold on, for this DSLR camera. And I can start mucking around with things like turning the flash on. I think I turned that on by, hold on, by pressing up. Yes, I can have flash on or flash auto or flash off. I can change the, I think that's the white balance or the exposure. The aperture is up here. There's so many settings. There's this one here is, I believe, let me get back to it. I think this is like filters. So, yeah, filters for each photo. There's a world of different options in here that you can get absolutely lost in. And then obviously the camera has like a zoom. That's actually quite a nice photo. Take it. There we go, nice. Honestly, this game is beautiful. I chucked it on last night after purchasing the game itself. The game was about £11 and the DLC is free. And I just lost myself for like an hour, just wandering around these levels, taking photos, and listening to the music. The music in here is beautiful. It's very kind of Flower. Did you ever play Flower on the PlayStation? The one where you're like a petal just kind of blowing along in the wind, and you pick up other petals and you go through flowers. It reminds me of that. It reminds me a bit of Journey. It's a little bit Legend of Zelda. It's a bit Shadow of the Colossus. Like, it is a stunning game that doesn't really ask much of you as a player. Like, again, you don't have an objective. I'm not trying to take down some big bad enemy. I'm not trying to find a specific thing and get points for photographing, for photographing it. I'm just in here taking pictures. Or not taking pictures. Like, if I don't want to, I don't have to. I can just sit and just chill. Just explore the level. Kind of focus on like the grain rather than the... That's still a nice picture. There we go. I've got a little ding-a-ling then. What did that mean? What was that ding-a-ling? Now you can check the photos whilst in game. I think that's this menu here. Click photos and you've got all the photos you've taken. I mean, that's quite nice, that one. I mean, some of the... I mean, like, even as someone that doesn't really have an eye for good framing and stuff, I've taken some pictures here that I would say are pretty good. And that's just because the game gives me the tools to do that and allows me to take pictures effortlessly. I like this one a lot. I like that one a lot. And you can open them up, you can have a look at them kind of full screen, which is really, really nice. It's a beautiful game. Now, I will say this. The game looks so much nicer flat screen. Flat screen, it looks absolutely breathtaking. But they've had to dial a lot of the visuals back to ensure it performs smoothly in VR, and it does. It's maintaining a pretty solid frame rate, and I appreciate that. However, there are reports of people in the UEVR Discord saying if you play the game with UEVR, you kind of get the better visual experience, but you don't get the interactions. So they wish there was kind of a middle ground between the two. Bamboo, look at this. No, not there. I want the focus to be on that. No, okay. Hold on. There we go. I mean, that's very arty. That was, focused at the front and blurry at the back. That's exactly what you're looking for. Can I get all of that in a picture? I can. Yeah, I could spend hours in here. I would lose an entire day just sitting in here taking photos and just getting lost in these environments. It's a beautiful game whether you play it flat screen or VR, but I'm so glad that it's got this VR DLC because I just think it is a perfect concept for a VR game. Oh, can I pick that up? I think I can. Or I could in another level. Yeah, there's little items as well to find and interact with, like this is a lantern, and you can actually use this in the darker levels to influence the lighting of a shot. Okay, I can't quite get down to the lake, to the actual kind of to the edge of what's down there. I'm blocked off, but that's okay. We can go to a different level. Let's take a quick picture of that. That's very nice. Pop you there. Look, can you go away, please? Quick picture of that there, because that's really nice. Bosh. Okay, now this is the level or the location that could kind of trick you into thinking this was kind of photorealistic. This level and this specific spot within this level in Nepal, I can't say the names of places, feels like probably the best visual experience you'll have with this game in VR. Now, there is a bird up there. I don't know if you can see it, but that is a real bird. I think if I get too close, it will fly away. Hold on, let me change to the hand frame. I wonder if I can move quick enough, like if it does fly away, to get... Oh, but then I really want the zoom of the handheld. Hold on, look at that, hold on. Okay, we've got a picture there. Can we get any closer, though? Ah, no! I think I got that. Hold on, let me check. Photos. I mean, that's kind of good. I got a bird in flight. That's pretty cool. Right, let me just take you on a little walk of this trail down to that building, and then I'll switch level. I might show you like 4 levels today, because there are, as I say, 9 with different variations. So I can't spend all day in here. It would be a very long video, and the point of this video really is just come and check this out. If you want a serene, escapist VR experience that looks beautiful and runs really well on PC, and you have got graphic settings you can fine-tune if your PC isn't super strong, then come and check this out. I think it's fantastic and definitely worth your time. I'm going to get them out in the background. Yeah, hold on. I want to get that framing different. Framing on that was crap. Let's try a hand frame. Let's try and get over here. And obviously, like, you are free to move around, so that is the benefit here. Like, if I wanted to crouch down and get like a really interestingly framed shot, I mean, that's really nice. I think I am like not unlocking, but accomplishing challenges. Let me just open my 1 of 9 photos. There you go. Like, so there are specific photos it wants you to take, and I think you get that little ding-a-ling noise when you nail one of those photos. I'm unsure how to find out what those photos are. Maybe it's just experimentation. It's trial and error. Keep taking photos until you eventually get one of those ones that the game really wants you to take. Maybe that's it. That's a lovely photo. Like, I think even if you're crap at photography like me, you'll take some beautiful pictures in here, because everything is beautiful and everything's kind of just set up in such a way that you can take a picture of almost anything and get fantastic results. Let me see if I can take a picture of a rock and it just look amazing. Let me camera out. Okay, let's just do these rocks on the floor here. So we'll zoom a bit. I mean, it looks like rocks, but it's nice looking rocks, right? I mean, look at that. Lovely, lovely rocks. It's beautiful. Like, I love highlighting games where you get to chop zombies into a million pieces. I love highlighting games where you're, racing, or it's music based. But I also really do love this. Like, I really love just quiet. Can I get really close to this wire and maybe use that kind of Can I? Yeah. Ridiculous picture. Not good. I think VR is so special for so many reasons, and I think often we focus in on the kind of the big bombastic experiences, when stuff like this is genuinely oftentimes more impressive, because I don't know, because of how serene it is. This is something else. You can find objects within the levels that allow you to play the game differently. So this is obviously a digital camera. Now, this is a bit more snap happy, so I've still got the zoom, but I can kind of just go, bosh, there we go. Do a long one. There we go, very nice. And like, just changes the game up. Just changes the game up. Now, if you don't want to use the digital camera anymore, and you want to go back to the DSLR, then you just press A, I think it is, and then go DLSR, and you got your DLSR back. If I want to get an umbrella out, I can. Hold on, let's get my umbrella. There's my umbrella. It says it's raining. Don't think it is. I think that's a lie. It's definitely not a rainy day. But you can just go for a walk with your umbrella. You just got your umbrella out, and let's just walk down the mountain with your umbrella, which has permanently got raindrops on it. Or you get out a torch. I think you have to have found this stuff first. Here's a torch, really good for the dark levels. And here is a paper airplane. So if you want, you can just kind of... off it goes. You can use that to take photos, capture a cool moment where it's like flying past something. And you've got an unlimited supply of them, so if you want more, just grab more. Ah! That was terrible. It's just nosedived into the cliff. Away you go. So there's little things you can find and play with in here, more than just what you get at the start of the game. Ooh, that's very different. Obviously. That's beautiful. I've already picked which of the locations I'm going to finish on. Oh, see, this is nice. Now, again, this is like a different challenge, I guess, for players, because we've got waves, we've got water to play with. You can get down, I imagine, get quite low and capture the waves as they're crashing in a photo. Like, that's really cool. This whole game is really cool. Waves, waves, waves. Yeah, waves. Get the waves on the rock. Yeah, lovely. It's just, like, I don't know, man. Again, it won't be for everyone. Don't get me wrong. This isn't going to be everyone's VR Game of the Year 2025. But for the right people, and I think there's a lot of people who would be the right people, it's just something to get lost in. And I think a lot of the time, when it comes to VR, we are just looking for something to get lost in. We just want to disappear into a different world and spend some time there. And this allows you to do that in a really serene, relaxing way that doesn't make you swing and chop or shoot or jump or dodge or any of that. It's just quiet. Quiet. Oh, reflective VR playing that is just, I think, amazing. And there's just so many ways to play it. Let's use the digital camera, I reckon. See if we can get a nice shot with that. Can this thing still focus? Don't know how this thing focuses. I guess it just kind of doesn't. That's fine. That'll do. Even things like that, even like looking at the viewfinder as I'm walking around, is just very cool. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. Just take a boring picture. What is that over there? Hold on. What is that? Is that another island? I think it's another island. Shit picture, but we're going to take it because it's funny. Alright, I'm going to go to one more location. I think I'll go into like a nighttime location just to show you the difference that makes. Let's go to this one here. Here we go. So this one kind of does not require it, but it kind of wants you to use the umbrella. Now, this is more for pure vibes. Like, I can just kind of hold this umbrella and walk through this rainy digital version of Japan. This is somewhere in Japan. Now, one thing I haven't spoken about is the God mode options. Now, it wouldn't be a very good photography simulator if it didn't allow you to kind of create your own situations. Ah, my umbrella! And things like the lighting and the time of day. So you can open up, I think it's in Extras, God mode, and then you get this here. So in here, you can control basically everything. Where the sun is coming from, so its rotation. So there you go, it's hitting that shrine. If I move it a little bit around, it just starts hitting the shrine. The angle of the sun, the strength of the sun. Beautiful, overexposed day. Turn it right down to nothing. Just have a little bit of sun. There we go. The bounce of the light, the fog in the level, the wind, so it's blowing the trees around more. Let's bring some snow in. Snow on the ground, and let's have snow coming from the sky. Super intense. Come here, you. There we go. So now I've created my own environment that has this kind of fairly intense snowstorm. I've made it a bit darker. Chosen there to be more wind. There's like a few leaves blowing around, but the snow is blowing this way, the trees are blowing. And I can control all of that through this God mode, and I can set up the exact picture that I want. So can I put that specifically down somewhere? Hold on. Right, put that there, and then we go to hand frame, it's already on. And we can maybe do something like this. Right, so we do something like that. Now that's kind of nice. Maybe I don't need the bottom of the umbrella. Maybe I just need the top of it. Top of the umbrella, and then that twisting staircase as it goes down with that lamp. Kind of nice, but again, the framing's wrong. I kind of need to get it there. Bit better. I'm going for something, but I can't quite capture it. This game is great. It's just a toolbox of experimentation to take beautiful photos, and in VR it works so nicely. Chuck you there for a second. Can I do something here with the torch maybe? Or I'm trying to hold the torch and the camera at the same time, which you can do, which is really cool. And then I can create some kind of picture that's got the lighting of the torch going down there. I mean, that's kind of cool. There's so many weird things you can do in here, and I just think that's great. I mean, like, I can take pictures, I think, without looking through it. I can. Don't know what that one looked like, so I have to open up the menu to have a look what that looks like. But I can't see the menu because I'm stuck in this bloody tunnel. Right, let me out of this tunnel. Let me out of this tunnel right now so I can check if that picture was good. I have a feeling it was amazing. I have a feeling it was like a... What's the award you can win for photos? I'm not entirely sure. Photos. Oh, it's terrible. It's one of the worst photos I think I've ever seen in my life. Right, I'm leaving it here. This is Lushfoil Photography Sim, and it is beautiful in VR. Well worth checking out, and well worth the price of entry. For £11, £12, however much it is I paid, I think this is just such a great VR experience. Yes, it doesn't look as good as the game does flat screen, and that is a bit of a shame, but these huge expansive levels that allow you to wander and take photos as you see fit. And yes, I can go off the beaten track. I don't have to stay on the paths if I don't want to. It's just really worth your time, I think, personally. Lovely, a tree. Gorgeous game, fantastic music, runs really well in VR, they've done a really good job with it. Hopefully they will add smooth turn at some point, that would be great, that would be a big win. But it's just, yeah, just come and check it out. It's out now, it's a free piece of DLC if you own Lushfoil already. But if you don't own Lushfoil, consider picking it up to play it in VR because it's wonderful. I think you could spend a lot of time in here. Now, if you wanted to, you could, I think, get close to these flowers. Hold on, let's try and do something here. Like, can I focus on the flower? I really want to be able to focus on this flower, but I don't think I can. Which is a real shame, because I thought I could. But maybe I need to mess with this terrifying menu of things I don't quite understand. Either way, I love the game. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, please do leave a like, leave a comment, hit subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you soon for another one. I am going to run to that building. I'm going to see if I can go to that building. There we go. I made it to the terrifying building, and I could continue to go further, but I won't. I'll just take a picture of this flag, and we'll call it a day. Right, take care everyone. See you soon for another one. Not sure why I'm ending with a really patriotic photo of a French flag, but it's kind of fun. Let's do that. Take care everyone. See you soon. Peace out.